We all know bustling markets and golden temples. But Thailand also hides surreal seascapes where islands rise like cathedral spires from turquoise water. Phang Nga Bay, once shut down so its corals could recover, and the beach actually changed shape as life came back beneath the waves. Venture to Phang Nga and you'll find hidden hongs, tide-locked lagoons inside limestone karsts, and in the Similan Islands, underwater granite monuments attract whale sharks and manta seesaws. Up north, Doi Inthanon's cloud forests plunge to near-freezing nights, nurturing alpine plants that feel more Himalayan than tropical. Kanchanaburi cradles one of Thailand's most singular landscapes, where the River Kwai carves a teak-shadowed gorge alongside relics of the Death Railway. Do you know Erawan Falls cascades in 7 jade tears into emerald pools, fed by limestone springs that sustain rare orchids and freshwater crabs? Start at the wooden bridge on the River Kwai, whose timbers echo with stories of wartime labor and survival, and follow the rail line that snakes through jungle tunnels. A short ride along those tracks brings you to Hellfire Pass, its sheer rock faces still bearing the chisels of prisoners, a haunting gateway into the interior highlands. From there, the landscape softens into Erawan National Park, where each cascade links to the next like natural chambers, inviting slow descent and sudden discovery. Hidden grottos open behind curtains of water, and mountain streams feed clear pools that reflect limestone cliffs like green mirrors. Keep following the waterways downstream, and you arrive at Sa Yok, where rivers widen into gentle rapids and limestone islands dot the current, perfect for bamboo rafting. Local guides glide you past caves that house centuries-old stalactites and paintings, telling of communities that have lived with the river for generations. Spend the night in a riverside homestay and wake to mist rising off the Kwai, a gentle reminder that Kanchanaburi's past and present are braided together. As you trace paths between waterfalls, bridges, and forests, you realize Kanchanaburi is less a single site and more a corridor, each place folding into the next, shaping a layered story. From the roar of cascades to the silence of cliffside memorials, every step reveals another secret, another reason to slow down and listen. This is where history rides alongside ecology, where the landscape remembers and heals, and where travelers can feel the weight of time and the promise of renewal. Let the river Kwai be your guide, and let each connected place in Kanchanaburi unfold like chapters in a book you can't put down. Maya Bay on Phi Phi Islands harbors powder white sand made almost entirely from crushed coral and shell fragments, a rarity among the world's famous beaches. Do you know Maya Bay was closed to tourists in 2018 to let its coral reefs recover, and those reefs began a surprising comeback within months? Towering limestone walls encircle the bay like natural amphitheaters, trapping turquoise water and whispering tides. Between those cliffs lie hidden pockets of mangrove and shallow coral gardens, visible through astonishingly clear water. The bay's horseshoe shape creates mirror-like reflections at low wind, making boats seem to float over light. Its seabed is studded with living coral species that, after decades of pressure, showed new growth during the protected hiatus. Fame exploded when a Hollywood film painted it as paradise, and the resulting influx reshaped the island's fragile ecology. Officials eventually stepped in, banning overnight stays and limiting daily visitors to help the shoreline and reefs breathe. Today, small groups arrive by permitted longtail, stepping onto sand that still feels like sifted flour. Standing in the shallow tide line, visitors often feel they've stepped into a painting, then learn the scene keeps changing. Sand drifts, coral patterns shift, and seasonal plankton blooms can tint water like liquid emeralds or glassy sapphire. Maya Bay is proof that even the most visited spots can heal when people choose rules over relentless accesses. What was once a crowded postcard now quietly holds lessons about balance, recovery, and why some paradises must pause. As boats glide back toward Phi Phi dawn, the bay recedes into memory, but its renewed reefs whisper what's possible. And if you listen closely, Maya Bay seems to ask whether preservation might be the most beautiful souvenir of all. Khao Sok, in Surat Thani, shelters a rainforest estimated to be over 160 million years old, older than the Amazon. Do you know Surat Thani's Cheolan Lake hides submerged limestone valleys where ghostly tree trunks punctuate emerald waters at dawn? The same province spills seascapes onto the Gulf of Thailand, with karst islands that climb vertically from turquoise seas. From the jungle's mist, you can travel south to Donsuk Pier, the gateway for ferries that thread you to Koh Samui and Koh Phangan. Koh Tao, also under Surat Thani's umbrella, is a diver's laboratory where coral gardens and ancient shipwrecks teach marine stories few expect. Along the coast, sleepy fishing villages still harvest tuna and sailcraft built with centuries-old techniques passed down through families. Inland rice paddies and rubber plantations reveal another face of Surat Thani, one of rhythms and seasons that shape local festivals. The Tapi River cuts through the province, swelling with monsoon rains to feed mangroves that cradle juvenile sea life before they head to open water. Khao Sok's limestone karsts echo with the calls of gibbons and hornbills, and sometimes reveal footprints of wild elephants. At night, small boat tours drift under cliff silhouettes, while glowworms and phosphorescent plankton light the shallows in fleeting theater. When you learn Surat Thani's secrets, the submerged forests, the 160-million-year-old canopy, the tiny coral nurseries, you begin to see Thailand differently. The next stop on our journey will show how one island's strict protection policies helped reef life rebound and reshaped local livelihoods. We'll trace that story to a ranger station on Koh Tao, and then return to the riverbanks where fishermen still read tides by moonlight. Every path here links to another, a river to an estuary to a reef to a tourist pier that supports a village. In Surat Thani, the landscape teaches you to look twice, to see how human hands and wild systems co-author survival. Stay with us as those unlikely partnerships unmace into surprising solutions that could inspire coastal communities worldwide. Phang Nga Bay harbors one of the planet's densest assemblages of sheer limestone karsts, thrusting straight up from turquoise waters, a geological library written in stone. Do you know Phang Nga Bay contains hidden sea hongs, flooded cave chambers that only reveal their emerald lagoons at the right tides? The silhouette of Koh Tapu, often called James Bond Island, is a famous icon, but the bay's quieter karst islets shelter labyrinths of caves and tangled mangrove roots. Dozens of those towers are fossilized coral and marine sediments, uplifted over millions of years, making them time capsules of ancient seas. During low tide, long-tail boats slip through narrow mouths and reveal inner hongs, mystical lagoons hidden from the open ocean. Visitors who start with the bay often continue to the soaring cliffs of Railay, and the emerald lagoons of nearby island groups. Some karst caves hold stalactites and traces of ancient human use, while folklore still whispers of spirits inhabiting the towers. Archaeologists have found shell middens and pottery shards that hint at human ties to these waters, stretching back thousands of years. When you glide through Ahong and emerge beneath a sky framed by limestone, the bay feels less like scenery and more like a living library. In the next segment, we follow one limestone tower from its coral beginnings to the wooden walkways of a stilt village, revealing how geology, people, and Tetsis wrote the story of Phang Nga Bay. Similan Islands hold some of the world's oldest exposed granite formations that plunge into crystal-clear seas, creating underwater canyons unseen elsewhere. Do you know the Similan Islands are one of the few places where underwater granite pinnacles form natural aquarium-like canyons, teeming with manta rays and whale sharks? Above water, mushroom-shaped boulders and powder-white beaches seem carved by a sculptor with an artist's patience. Beneath the surface, visibility often exceeds 30 meters, revealing coral gardens so vivid they look painted rather than grown. Divers here chart vertical walls, swim-throughs, and swaths of soft corals that ripple like colored fields in an ocean breeze. Snorkelers encounter schools of barracuda, parrotfish, and the occasional lazy sea turtle drifting past ancient rock formations. Protected as a national park, the islands close seasonally to recover, a rare conservation rhythm that keeps their reefs unusually healthy. That protection creates a contrast with nearby dive spots, where heavy traffic has worn coral to pale skeletons. The largest island, Koh Similan, is where jagged granite domes and forested interior trails meet cliffside viewpoints overlooking the Andaman. From here, boat routes stitch the Similans to Surin and Richelieu Rock, mapping a corridor of marine riches that divers chase across seasons. Local boat captains speak of secret bays where bioluminescent plankton lights up the hull at night, a private galaxy beneath the waves. Early morning boat trips glide past limestone silhouettes that foreshadow the dramatic karst landscapes of Phang Nga Bay, further south. The island's remoteness also means every landing feels like a rediscovery, a brief human footprint on a mostly wild canvas. It is this same isolation that links the Similans to community-led conservation efforts on the mainland, where fishermen swap nets for reef monitoring. Visiting here is less about conquering a checklist and more about learning an intimate marine rhythm, when to dive, when to rest, when to let the sea reclaim itself. And as you leave the sheltered bays and head back toward Phuket or Khao Lak, the memory of those underwater cathedrals lingers, pulling you toward the next island mysteries. Nan Province shelters Thailand's last remaining expanses of mist-draped highland pine savanna, a fragile ecosystem found in only a handful of places worldwide. Do you know Nan's valleys vanish under a moving sea of mist each dawn, a spectacle that once guided hill tribe rituals? Walk into the town of Nan, and you'll find Wat Phuman, where village life and intimate Buddhist murals melt into painted stories unlike anywhere else. Its famous cross-legged Buddha frescoes and private love scenes are not just art. They are a map of regional identity and memory. From the temple courtyards, the Nan River threads outward, charting the province's slow, sinuous rhythm and knitting remote highland villages to lowland markets. Along its banks, small boats still ferry goods that never reach guidebooks, while morning markets sell herbs and woven indigo textiles handed down through generations. Higher still, Doi Phu Khao National Park holds limestone cliffs, deep caves and forests that host orchids and species that thrive at this rare tropical temperate crossroads. Some botanists come here, hoping to find plants with lineages tied to the Himalayas, remnants of ancient migrations across the mountains. In the thin air of the border ridges, isolated Thai Luth and Khmu communities maintain festivals, dialects, and weaving techniques that reveal a different thread of Thai history. Local elders still point out celestial markers used to predict rain and decide when to plant, knowledge passed mouth to mouth for centuries. Travel here, and connections between place and people reveal themselves gradually, from misty peaks to temple murals to river markets. Each stop folds into the next, a living thread that ties Nan's secluded wildness to Thailand's broader story. There are hidden caves lined with fossilized shells and cliffs where rare butterflies cluster, details that demand you slow your pace. By the time you leave, Nan has likely rewritten your assumptions about northern Thailand and what wild truly means. Along Krabi's coastline, ancient limestone karst towers plunge so steeply into the Andaman Sea that they have carved hidden, room-like lagoons called hong. Do you know the Phang Nga cave at Railay hides a centuries-old fertility shrine where fishermen still leave wooden offerings to a princess spirit? From the sheltered sands of Railay, climbers scale vertical faces that seem impossible, their chalked fingers tracing routes only nature could sketch. Across a short boat ride, Ao Nang pulses with sunset markets and longtail boats that thread toward Ko Phi Phi and the quieter Ko Lanta. Phi Phi's Emerald Bays and Maya Bay made headlines, but the lesser-known nearby bays shelter coral gardens that recover and regrow when visitors retreat. Ko Lanta, by contrast, stretches into relaxed rhythms, mangrove forests, and wooden stilt villages where salt-washed life continues at sea's pace. Inland, Krabi Town is a mosaic of rubber plantations and limestone caverns, punctuated by the sacred Tiger Cave Temple, perched on a jungle-clad ridge. Pilgrims climb more than 1,000 steps to reach its summit, for a view that stitches islands, rice paddies, and coastline into a single panorama. To the south, Thung Tiao's emerald pool shimmers in the forest, its mineral-rich water glowing green and inviting secret swimmings only the patient discover. Nearby Klong Tom's thermal springs steam among boulders, a natural spa that connects the rainforest's cool shade to Earth's subterranean heat. By kayak, explorers slip through mangrove tunnels into the Hong Island's hidden lagoons, surfacing into perfect circles of light, framed by sheer cliffs. Fishermen and biologists alike point to Krabi's reefs and salt flats as living laboratories where species adapt in plain sight. At dusk, the estuaries turn glassy and herons stand like weathered statues, and the stories of local sea spirits are still told on riverbanks. Doi Inthanon in Thailand hosts cloud forests and a biodiversity hotspot found in only a handful of places on Earth. Do you know that Doi Inthanon shelters over 360 bird species, including migrants that travel from Siberia to nest among its rhododendrons? Its cool peaks cradle ancient trees draped in moss and waterfalls that tumble through layers of limestone and fern. It also hides tiny, almost invisible mountain streams that spawn cascades like Mai Yai and Wachirathan, which roar with melt and monsoon fate's power. Rangers and hill tribe communities have long tended terraced farmlands here, creating a mosaic of human history intertwined with cloud forest ecology. Walking the nature trails, you cross microhabitats where orchids, ferns, and endemic species thrive in cool, humid microclimates. The royal twin jetties sit near the summit, monuments that frame panoramic views while commemorating conservation efforts that protect the park's fragile water sources, he says. Below them, the canopy shelters elusive mammals, like the masked palm civet and flying squirrel, glimpsed only by the patient or the lucky. Local guides will point out medicinal plants used for generations and tell stories of mountain spirits that protect sacred glassies. Each path leads to another surprise, an ancient tree, a hidden cascade, or a viewpoint where the horizon seems endless. To stand at Doi Inthanon's summit is to feel the mountain's role as Thailand's water tower and biodiversity lifeline, a living archive of the North's ecological wealth. And as you descend, the park hands you still more: villages, coffee farms, and streams that remind you how connected mountain and people truly are. In the coming minutes, we'll follow a river's journey from summit to plain, uncovering how every waterfall here shapes farms and festivals below. Stay with us as we trace delicate threads of life, the Thai highland cloud forests, to the pulse of Thailand itself. Beneath the turquoise surface of the Andaman Sea lies one of the world's few semi-enclosed marine sinkholes, where isolated coral gardens teem with species found nowhere else on Earth. Do you know that the Andaman Sea shelters rainforests that descend directly into the shallows, creating submerged mangrove corridors unique to this region? Island hopping here reveals limestone cliffs rising like cathedral spires from emerald water, each stack framing secret coves that hide seasonal, bioluminescent bays. Do you know about the underwater limestone karsts of the Similan and Surat archipelagos that form underwater caves home to resident whale sharks and manta rays? Local fishing villages still follow centuries-old lunar calendars to harvest sea cucumbers and edible anemones, preserving marine cycles that modern fisheries have forgotten. Do you know that Phang Nga Bay contains hidden tidal caves called Hong that flood at high tide and reveal hidden lagoons navigable only by kayaks? Coral reefs here recover faster than in most oceans, thanks to microhabitats sheltered by overhangs and deep gutters that act as nurseries for juvenile reef fish. Do you know that these refuges allow hard corals to survive monsoon seasons that would otherwise strip shallows bare? From the shores of Phuket, the currents carry seeds of seagrass that feed endangered dugongs in remote meadows, linking tourist beaches to fragile ecosystems miles away. Do you know that night dives around Koh Lanta can reveal octopuses that arrange shells as tools, an intelligence rarely documented in marine invertebrates? Every bay connects to the next through a network of current-driven larval highways, meaning conservation in one cove helps replenish reefs dozens of kilometers down current. Hong Son harbors Thailand's rare inland sea of mist, a winter phenomenon that settles into a bowl of limestone peaks and turns entire valleys into floating islands. No Mai Hong Son's Tam Lot Cave hides ancient teak coffins and prehistoric pottery that hint at river cultures older than the written histories of the North. Fog pours from the ridgelines at dawn, revealing stunted pine forests, bamboo slopes, and temple chaetis peering like teeth from the mist. From the valley floors, the Mai Hong Son Loop winds into Pai with hairpin bends that feel like a pilgrimage into different climates and cultures. Pai's Red Cliff Canyons and Bohemian cafes are only a taste of the province. A short ride brings you into Tam Lot, where underground rivers have carved caverns full of history. Birdsong in the higher reaches and orchids that bloom only at specific elevations create pockets of biodiversity unlike the lowlands. At Tam Pla, a spring-feasted pool shelters sacred trout that villagers protect, a living emblem of how belief and ecology are braided here. Evenings fold the valley into velvet, lanterns tremble in wooden houses, and the air tastes faintly of pine smoke and tea. Yet beneath that gentle image lie caves, cliffs, and communities that guard secrets, some etched on pottery, some sung by elders along the river. What are the oldest stories hidden in Tam Lot's coffins, and which rare orchid blooms on a single limestone slope in these ranges beaches? Stay with us as we thread the mist, follow the trails, and trace the river voices to uncover the surprising connections between people, caves, and mountains in Mae Hong Son. Limestone giants rise from turquoise water around the Phi Phi Islands, sculpted by time and tide. From Krabi's karst coastline, a short boat ride unfolds hidden lagoons and secret coves. Phang Nga Bay on Phi Phi Islands is famous for its movie fame, but its story is more complex. Closed for years to let coral revive, the beach became a cautionary tale about tourism's cost. Beyond the crowds, Railay Lagoon hides like an emerald heart encircled by sheer cliffs. Kayaking through its mirror water reveals caverns, tiny beaches, and silent seas that feel otherworldly. Viking Cave preserves ancient wall paintings and stores the secret of the island's prized bird nests. Harvested for centuries by daring collectors, these nests fetch fortunes and connect modern life to deep tradition. Phi Phi Islands offers a different pulse with beachside villages, cliffside viewpoints, and lively markets. After sunset, the shoreline glows with lanterns and conversations about the sea's generosity and fragility. Snorkeling here is a study in color, with schools of fish, graceful rays, and hidden coral gardens. Guides point to tiny seahorses and reef formations that resemble sculptures carved by currents over millennia. The tsunami of 2004 left scars and stories, and the island's recovery shows nature's stubborn resilience. Today, conservation lessons lead tours, encouraging low-impact visits and hands-on reef restoration programs. At dusk, the water can sparkle with phosphorescent plankton, trailing light like constellations underfoot. If you're lucky, swimmers drift through ribbons of blue fire that turn the sea into a living lantern. From Phi Phi, the voyage back to Phuket or Krabi feels like leaving a secret sketchbook filled with island sketches. Every cove and cliff whispers an invitation to slow down, to listen, and to protect what made you fall in love. Phi Phi lingers. You carry its light home always. Railay Beach in Krabi, Thailand is one of the few places on Earth where sheer limestone karsts rise almost vertically from soft, sugar-white sand. Do you know that Phang Nga Cave, tucked beneath those cliffs, contains a wooden fertility shrine and an offering tradition sailors have practiced for centuries? The cliffs here are not just scenery. They are a magnet for climbers from around the globe, offering hundreds of routes of varying grades. Beyond the vertical faces, tidal lagoons carve secret mangrove-lined inlets that appear only at certain seasons, revealing hidden pools and tiny beaches. At dawn, the light turns the limestone a warm honey and the sea a glassy turquoise, making the silhouettes of island needles look almost unreal. Local long-tail boats thread between karst towers to reach Railay because no road connects it to the mainland, preserving an off-grid, almost timeless quality. Walk the narrow path to West Railay, and you'll find cafes clinging to the cliff base and hammocks swaying above tide-puddled sand. For many visitors, the real surprise is the intertidal caves and hidden coves accessible only at low tide or by kayak from neighboring beaches. Snorkeling near the rocks reveals gardens of swaying sea fans and shy parrotfish that dart into crevices beneath overhanging ledges. Evening brings a different rhythm as firelight and lanterns outline cliff faces while storytellers and destination climbers swap routes and legends. From Railay, it's a short boat hop to Phang Nga Bay and the Phi Phi Islands, making the beach a quiet hub that connects dramatic landscapes across the Andaman. That connectivity helped shape local culture. Fishermen, climbers, and cave keepers exchange tales about tidal secrets and rare bird roosts fewer visitors ever glimpse. Stay until sunrise, and you might watch rock climbers lower ropes into mist, while hornbills call from hidden groves, a blend of adventure and fragile wildness. From the soaring limestone towers of Phang Nga Bay to the emerald jungles of Khao Sok, Thailand stitches landscapes together in ways few nations can match. Do you know the Mekong near Isan sometimes births mysterious glowing fireballs called the Naga, a phenomenon that turns a quiet river into a night of wonder? Phi Phi's bays and the Similan Islands' famous dive sites hand off to Koh Tao's diving schools, each place training the next generation of ocean guardians. Dive sites brim with whale sharks and coral gardens that display colors so vivid, they rewrite what you think you know about tropical reefs. From the ocean's edge, Thailand curves back inland to Bangkok's labyrinth of canals, where floating markets pulse with trade and centuries-old temples peek between modern towers. A short journey upstream leads to Ayutthaya, whose crumbling spires tell stories of kingdoms that shaped Southeast Asia's fate. Northward, Chiang Mai offers mist-cloaked mountains and hill tribe villages that guard rituals passed down through generations. Here, lantern festivals and Lana crafts connect to the rice terraces and Isan's silk-weaving towns, a cultural thread running like a river through the whole country. By night, The coast sometimes glows with bioluminescent waves, and by day, temples reflect sun-like mirrors, tiny wonders that make Thailand both familiar and endlessly strange. Stay with us, and we'll trace each hidden wonder, reveal the secrets of the fireballs, the conservation battles behind the coral, and the local guardians who keep these places alive.